Hello everyone, welcome back out to the range, Trigger Bar Philosopher. We're going to be continuing our test series in 380 ACP with the Bodyguard 2.0. In particular, we're going to be taking a look at two offerings from Underwood. We're going to take a look at their 90 grain XTP jacketed hollow point versus their 90 grain XTP jacketed hollow point. Well, one of them's plus P, one of them's standard pressure. This should be a great time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, so what's the big deal? Why are we testing two of the same bullets? Well, the bullets are in fact the same, but the powder in them is a little different. And so one is going at what is within the SAMI spec for 380 ACP, and the other one is a little over that. And that's why they call it plus P. Now the challenge with this plus P ammunition is that it's loaded a little bit hotter and there's no standard specification for 380 ACP. So we don't know if it's within the standard, if it's too far above, because there is no standard for plus P. For plus P 45 ACP, 9mm, there are standards for it, but there is not for 380 ACP. So given that, Ruger does not recommend, Ruger also does not recommend it for their LCP Max, but Smith Wesson doesn't recommend it for their 380 ACP. Now, what that can mean is probably they just don't know what it means to be plus P, so they're like, look, anyone could sell you something to say it's plus P. It could be Bubba's Pissin' Hot reloads, and it blows your gun up. Underwood is a reputable company. They probably have tested it with a bunch of guns. It's probably not going to blow your gun up, but over time, the extra pressure on your gun may induce fatigue and may cause some of the parts to wear out prematurely. However, with that, you get just a little bit more performance. So today we're going to be testing the performance of the plus P versus the standard pressure. I have a previous test where we looked at the plus P version, but now I'm going to compare it with the standard pressure version. And we do have today going on, we have our new and improved real world target simulation where we have layers of t-shirt and denim, medium density fiberboard, after 2 inches of gel, followed by a whole other bunch of clear ballistic gel. It should be a good time today. I learned some things from this. I think there could be something important to see from this. Stay tuned and let's get to shooting. First up, we have the 90 grain XTP from Underwood. It's their regular loading non-plus P. Hopefully we can get a chronograph reading. 946.3. Now we have the plus P version. Hopefully again we get a Garmin reading. 1054, so about 100 feet per second more. Let's go down range, see what a difference it made with no MDF in it. Okay, well, there's a lot going on in this gel. Don't be too concerned about that. Gel is expensive. I have to reuse these gels. We see some FMJs in there from some previous testing that occurred. All right, but what we have here are some very nice patterns. We have one that comes in and gets out to about the 12-inch mark. And we have one that goes in and gets out to about the 14-inch mark. Maybe, well, with the bounce back, yeah, 14 inches. And the other one, 12.5 inches, 13 inches almost. And 14 inches and 13 inches. And then bounce back brings it back to 12 inches and 13.5, 13, somewhere around in that. They really aren't that different. They're only going 100 feet per second more or less. So no, we're not seeing that big of a difference. Let's see what happens when we put the MDF in now. All right, so first up, we have the 90 grain XCP. We have our contraption all set up, 2 layers of blue jean, 2 layers of t-shirt, 2 inches of MDF, 2 inches of gel, 1/4 inch of MDF, medium density fiberboard, and then a whole bunch of gel behind that. Let's go with this non-plus P version of the XTP. 1011, so that was loaded a little bit hotter. I wonder if that that was even hotter. So 1072, so a little bit higher on one of them. In, you know, what, 50 feet per second difference between these. Let's go down and see what happened in the gel. Okay, so again, it's getting pretty cloudy in there, but I'm going to call this super successful. So we have here 2 bullets at this point. This one here on top at right around the 12 inches, and the one below it right around the 12 inches. And then we have 2 bullets that went out a little bit further, one to 15 and a half inches. Is that right? Yes, out to 15 and a half inches, and one to 13 and a half inches that we had before. So what we probably are seeing here is just a little bit deeper penetration and probably less expansion, a little bit more caught up in this MDF, medium density fiberboard, a little bit more caught up in the denim. Let's see what we have. We have a whole bunch of we have 2 very nice, great expansion. Wow, look at that expansion out of both of those bullets. In those first 2 inches of gel, that's pretty freaking impressive. Guys, this is probably my new favorite. I've been harping on Federal, HST, blah, 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 but this one, Underwood XTP, it's getting it done. It's getting it done. I don't know why you... I am not YouTube. I am not advocating to buy anything. Everyone make their own choice. Don't listen to me. I think that's good stuff. We're going to have to probably bleep out what I just said, but that's good. You guys make your own choice. Okay, these are the 2 rounds that we see. These are the ones that didn't get as deep a penetration, which is interesting because we see the one didn't get full expansion. The other got pretty good XTP type expansion. And then these are the ones that got a little bit deeper. We see just a little bit of a divot remaining in both of these, but they all got pretty good expansion. I would say these are pretty reliable expanders. Even this got pushed back. That's enough that I would call that good. Very nice here today. Okay, so first up we have the regular XTP 90 grain from Underwood. Non plus P, just regular 380 ACP ammo. 963. 1001. 958. This stuff for regular 380 ACP and being 90 grains, this is loaded on the hotter side in traditional Underwood manner. That was 958. That was 946. So for our session summary, we had a min of 946, an average of 965, a max of 1001, and we've seen higher maxes, so standard deviation is way off. It's and then average kinetic energy is 896, but that standard deviation is 54, and I think we've seen even higher as we've been doing some testing today. Because I think we had, what, 1025, something like that, on one of our gel shots. So it's all over the place. Okay, so this is our plus P version of that 90 grain XTP. 1061. 1052. 1050. 1088. And 1069. And those feel stout. Right? I mean, those feel stout. But again, we're not talking about a big percentage over what those non-plus P were. So again, you're going to have to make the choice of whether or not this is adding additional wear and tear, or, you know, is it making a difference that you even carry it? We're going to do some accuracy testing because I want to see if there's a point of aim, point of impact shift when we go between these two. All right, but before we get distracted, trigger bar, we got a min of 1050, an average of 1064. Boy, that's getting dim. A max of 1088, extreme spread of 38, and an average kinetic energy of 226. Okay, well, I'm at our traditional 5 yards from the target. We'll see how well we do with this non-plus P ammunition. Okay, so that's the XTP. Could that have been me? I may want to reshoot that because I'm seriously thinking of this being ammunition for me. Okay, now we have the plus P. We'll see how we do with that. Oh, and did not lock back. Point of aim, point of impact looks the same to me. Look, it's spreading on both of them for me. I'm sure if I shot another 5 rounds, it would look all the same. So that's actually really good though. So if you want to carry the non-plus, you want to practice with the non-plus P version, carry the plus P. I'm not seeing a hill of beans difference in point of aim, point of impact, especially at self-defense ranges. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Why don't we wrap things up and talk about what we found out today? Okay, well, let's wrap things up. Today I thought we had what I thought to be was some pretty interesting results. I think that we found that with this Underwood XTP round, we found a great performer, both in the regular pressured version and the plus P pressured version. I'm not sure there was a huge difference between 50 and 100 feet per second in terms of velocities that we're seeing between these, and maybe 1 inch to 2 inches of deeper penetration in the gel. Both seem to have great wound tracks and great impact into the gel. The accuracy seemed pretty similar between the two. They weren't hitting in very different parts of the target at self-defense distances. You may experiment, and I may experiment at further distances, but I think, if you want to run with and train with the XTP when you do shoot a self-defense round and then carry the plus P, I think that's fine with this. For me, I'm not sure that there's that much difference, so I might just buy the regular one and not even worry about any extra wear and tear that it's putting on my handgun. But I hope you guys can take this information, make decisions that you want to make about which self-defense round you're going to carry in your Bodyguard and your 380 ACP ammunition. Hopefully this was useful information for you. I thought we had a great test today and great set of tests at the range today. Hope everyone has a great week, and let's get to shooting.